Okay, are we good? Shall we start?
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to cover few topics related to the buffer and all those. Okay, some people have joined today only, so we're going to brush up the previous session as well. Okay, so now let me share my screen. So today what we'll do, we're going to do the automation of this particular page, and then we will see how. If you don't have any question, can you please go on mute? Okay, so we're going to use this particular sample application for doing the automation. So we'll see how we can do the automation, how to pass the URL, if your URL, like how to do the test case configuration. Like if your URL is getting frequently changed, then how to parameterize it. Okay, like you are having a particular URL right now, and then going forward, your developer is telling you that, okay, no, you have to use this particular URL. So we have done some build upgrade, and now you have to use this particular URL. Now going to every individual test cases will not going to work for us, correct? So we're going to do some configuration which can make our life easy. So what I will do, let me go to the project section. This is our test case section. Okay, so over here we're going to design our test cases. Then we have a module section. Over here we're going to create our module. So what is module? So whatever component present over here, that is called as a, that component will be added to the module, and you will going to use those module to add the data, whatever you want to perform. You want to perform a click, you want to select the values on the drop down, you want to add the values in the text box, you want to click on those links in the on the button, and all those you can do that. Okay, so the first thing will be I have to launch this particular browser. So what I will do, I will going to create one test case. Let me use this particular test case only. Okay, so I will going to use this particular folder. I will do a right click, and at the top you will going to get an option over here to create a test case. Okay, so once I click that, and now I am able to create the test cases over here. So you can give any name to your test cases of your choice, or whatever functionality it is covering. Okay, so it's a vehicle insurance. Now what I will do, I will going to add the step to launch my browser. Okay, so for that you have to go to the module sections, expand the standard modules, Tbox engine, and under Tbox engine you are having this particular HTML. So under HTML you can see that there is an open URL. So this will be used to invoke your application. Whatever browser you want to execute, you can do that. So simply I will drag and drop it over here. And now what I will do, I will going to add this particular URL because I want to launch this particular URL. Okay, so I will simply add this one. And now I just want to check that, okay, whatever I have done, it's working or not. Okay, so I will simply do a right click and execute that particular steps. So once I do that, you can see run in Scratchbook. So it will going to launch my browser because I have added a open URL module. So it will going to invoke my browser. Now, as you can see, my browser is getting invoked in Firefox browser because my default browser is Firefox. Okay. Now there will be a certain condition that, okay, no, I don't want to do it in a Firefox. I want to go with the Chrome, Edge, and all those. Okay. So what you can do, let me expand. You can see that particular steps are getting passed, and we will be see the green tick mark over here. Okay, it means that whatever step you have executed, it is getting passed. Okay, I will go back, and now I want to execute my test case in Edge or in Chrome. So what I will do, simply select the test case. You can see there is a test case configuration. So click on test case configuration, and you can add the configuration over here. Do a right click and you will get an option over here to add the test case configuration parameter. Okay, so I will simply click on that. There are n number of parameters, so we're going to see in details what all those parameters will require. Okay, and simply I will go with a browser. I will select the browser and automatically the value will going to get populated over here. So you can see there is a drop down and all the compatible browser are added over here. So in whichever browser you want to execute, make sure that that browser is installed on your system, or else it won't be able to invoke. Like if I'm trying to execute my test case in a Chrome browser and your Chrome browser is not installed on your system, it will not going to invoke my browser. Okay, so I will go with the edge. And now if I do a right click and click on run in Scratchbook again, let's see if it is able to invoke the browser or not. Yeah, now you can see it is able to invoke the browser in Edge browser. And now that particular steps is getting passed. Okay. Now what I will do, I will going to perform the remaining activities. Okay. Like I want to automate this particular page. So for that, I have to capture all these components present in the Tosca. Using a Tosca, so there is a Tosca commander, it will going to help you to capture those components. So you don't have to do anything. Simply go to the module section. Don't make any changes to the standard modules. So these modules are provided by Transcentis Tosca. So don't try to make any changes to this particular standard modules. So create your own folder. Like let's create this one. I've created my folder over here. I will simply do a right click and click on scan and click on application. So once you do that, automatically whatever application is opened on your system, it will going to scan those application and show it to you that okay, which application you want to scan. You can see all the options, whatever application, Zoom and all those are open over here. So I will go with this particular browser. So I will simply click on this one and click on scan, or simply you can double click on this one. That will also going to work. So I will select the application and click on scan. And what Tosca will do, automatically it will scan all the components which are present over here. So let me show you. Now you can see vehicle insurance. This is the link. Okay, then we have a visit support. You can see this is visit support. Then this is a text box, search, and all those. Okay, you can see all the component, whatever we are having. If I go over here, you can see about product, Facebook, tags, and webinar, and all those components which are present over here is added over here. Okay. Now, whatever is required for my automation, I can select from here. Like I want to select the automobile link. Okay. So I will simply click on this one and my value will get selected. I want to go with a truck. I want to go with a motorcycle. I want to go with camper. If the name is specified correctly, then it's well and good. If you just want to know that, okay, like I'm having a make, you can see there is a to make. And the icons are different. So it's a drop down icon, it's a label icon. Okay. So if you are having certain confusion, you can simply click on the values and you can see there is an option of a highlight section. If you are selecting this particular value, so this value belongs to which one? This belongs to this one. You can see it is highlighting that particular value. The same way, if I'm selecting the model, you can see the model is getting selected. Same way, if I go with the cylinder capacity, then KW. So you can see the values are getting highlighted. This is one of the features. If you want to select it from here, you can do that as well. Okay. This is one of the option. The second option is select on screen. So let me rephrase this one. Okay, we are having a select on screen. We don't have to inspect the element and okay, check that okay that value is present or not. Okay, so what I will do, I will do a select on screen, and whatever is required for my automation, I will going to select that. I need this particular automobile. I will select this one. I need this truck. I will select this one. Just hover on the values. You can see at the top, it will going to give you the icon name. Once that is appearing, just click on that. Now I need this particular values. Okay, I need the drop down, this particular text box. Okay, so whatever is required for my automation, I have added all those. And now you can create your module. Simply you can see there is a icon, save icon. Click on that and it will going to save your module. So if I click over here, or you can do a controllers, that will also going to work. Now I'm getting a confirmation message over here, module saved successfully. Now I will go to close this one. And now if I go back, you can see that particular module is created, whatever we have selected. Okay, even though you can see the values over here, value range. This is a link you can perform. Right click on these link values. Then you have a drop down. So under drop down, you are having these many values. Okay. And this is a text box, so you can perform all these kind of activities. This icon will going to denote you the link value. This is a drop down icon. This is a text box icon. And this is OK button is a button. Okay. Now what we will do, we're going to simply drag and drop my module in my test cases. And now I will going to enter all the required details. Like I want to perform a click on this particular motorcycle. Okay, so I will simply type click. And then once I click outside, automatically you can see the input is selected. Input means like you are selecting the value or you want to enter the values. So I want to perform a click, so you have to use input. You will going to just type the value automatically. It will going to add the action mode. Now I will going to select this value. You can see automatically those values are getting added from this application. So at the time of scanning, it will going to get all the values. Already I will go with scooter or three-wheeler. Can I add any values over here? I'm having a month 09/19/125. Right now we are hard coding the values. When we're going to cover the date function, so you have to add the functions over here. So automatically it will going to take the current date. And if you want the date in future or in past, all those will be handled through functions. Okay. Right now we are just hard coding the values over here. So this is the drop down value. So I have to select the value from drop down. Then list price 1 through 4, mileage. Okay. Now I just want to check that okay, these particular steps is working or not. So if your browser is already open, that particular page is already open, you can simply execute that particular step as well. You don't have to execute your test cases from starting, like invoking a, we have in a Selenium, because in those they are maintaining the sessions. But in case of Tosca, you don't have to do that. So if your page is already open, even you can execute your single modules and you can test it. Let's see if it is able to click on the motorcycle and then it will going to enter the value or not. Okay, it clicked on the motorcycle. Now it is entering the values over here. Okay, and now by this way, my test case got passed. Okay. So if I expand this particular modules, you can see in the scratchbook, all the values, whatever you have entered, it is showing over here, and you can see there is a green tick mark. It means your all the steps are getting passed. Okay. Any questions, any doubt, anyone?
Yeah, one quick question. So I see whenever you launch the browser, it always opened in the maximized form. Is that the case always, or do we have to write any particular step to maximize?
So we have a window operation. So if your browser is not maximizing, you can add this particular Windows operation. You can see these are the operations we have: front, close, maximize, minimize, normal, wait on, and resize. If you want to resize the windows, you can do all those activities. Okay.
Okay. So by default, when the browser opens, it would be always
It will be
in
always
max.
maximized on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other query, anyone?
So if you are going to, if you are not going to give any browser, in which browser will the script work?
So whatever default browser you have added in your system, it will going to invoke in that particular browser. Okay. If you have added your Chrome as a default browser, it will going to invoke in Chrome.
Okay.
Okay. Any more questions, anyone?
So will it support multi-browser
Only a
at a time?
single browser at a time, you will be able to execute. If you want to execute your test cases in a different browser, then you have to create an execution list over here. Okay, and then you can add the browser details according to your requirement. Okay, so you can create execution list, you can add the edge, you can again create a new execution list, add the Chrome, and you can pull the same test cases. It will going to execute in Chrome, Edge, or whatever browser you want to execute.
So parallel testing
Okay.
also we can do.
Yes.
So how to recognize the new tab?
Sorry.
The new tab in the same browser. If you launch the second tab, right now you are operating on the first one, right? So if at all
Yes.
you
So
need
if you
to,
are if you're going to use this particular browser again, that particular module to execute, then new tab will going to get open on the same browser. You can see. Okay, and your page is getting identified using this particular title. So make sure that you are not having a duplicate tabs. It will not going to work. Okay, let's see. If I try to execute my module, this enter vehicle data, if I try to execute,
so
you can see.
here what I am asking is now you are executing on the single page, right? So in my application, if I click on a button, it navigates me to the second tab. Okay. So how to recognize the second tab with a different browser name?
You don't have to switch to tabs. What it will do, it will automatically. So whatever modules you are having, automatically it will going to switch the tab. Okay, now consider a scenario. I'm in this particular new tab. Okay, now I have to perform the activities on this particular page. So if I execute the module, if I execute this particular module, automatically it will going to search the tab and switch to that particular tab. Okay, now you can see automatically that particular tab is getting switched, and now it is applying the details over there.
Okay.
Okay. So now your every page will be getting identified using this particular title. So if I go to the module section and go to this particular modules, if I check the property of the module, you can see title enter vehicle data. So if once you execute your module, it will going to check for this particular title. If it is not able to find that particular title, it will not going to perform any activities. It will going to give you an error that no tab found. So make sure that if these values are dynamic, so you have to make the required changes over there. Okay. So we're going to see that in details later. Okay, anyone is having any doubt? Anyone? Yes, no. Okay, so now what I will do, sorry, so we are not going to cover the ETL part. Okay, so for ETL testing, we have to use Tosca DI. That is a separate license. That is not a free licensing they are providing. Okay, so we're going to cover the database part, but not the Tosca DI. Okay.
Hi, I have one doubt.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So you have created a module and you have been created a folder in the test case and you have added a test case folder. From module, you have just mapped the module to the test case, right? And I can see there are two
Yes.
modules created with the same name. So what it belongs to?
Yeah, so yesterday only we have created this particular module and today we have created this one.
Okay.
Okay.
So can we able to create with the same name?
Yeah, you can create with the same name.
Okay.
There is no issue. Okay. Now what I will do, I will going to verify certain details. Okay. So like you can see the motor insurance is there. Let me go to the module section. What properties we have selected for this? Let me. Okay. So now what I will do, I will going to verify this particular text. So you can see we have already created a module for this one. So whatever text, like if I go with automobile insurance is getting selected. If I click on truck insurance is getting selected. If I click on motorcycle, so motorcycle insurance is getting added. I just want to verify that whatever values we are selecting according to that text is appearing or not. Let's go with the motorcycle first. So I will simply copy that. Okay. Let me go to all section. Okay, and I will going to add that particular inner text properties, which is going to verify my text. And now I will going to make this action mode as verify, as you can see. So if you want to do assertion in your application, you can do verify. Now, if I execute my test case, let's see if it is able to verify the data or not. Okay, so my test case is getting passed over here. So if I go back and if I maximize this one, you will be able to see that verification was successful. And if I expand this, you can see expected and the actual value is matching. That's why your test case got passed. Okay. Let's remove few values and let's see if it is getting failed or not. If I execute my test case again, now it is getting failed. You can see. If I expand this one, you can see that there is a verification failure. We are expecting this particular values, but from the application we are getting this. So there is a mismatch in the values, so it is getting failed over here. Your assertion is getting failed. Okay. This particular step is getting passed and this step is getting failed. So overall, your test step will going to get failed. You can see there is an icon. Okay. Apart from that, you can do certain properties verification. Like I want to check that automobile is visible or not or enabled or not. Okay, so I will going to check it as true and I will going to mention the action mode as verified. So it will going to check that automobile is enabled or not to perform the action. Okay, there are different properties, enabled, visible, exist, all those you can check. If I expand this one, you see the verification is successful. It is true. Enabled equal to true. So we are able to validate that. Okay. Any questions on verification part, verification action modes? Okay, now what I will do, I will going to add, or I will going to capture the data. So I will simply copy this particular step and add it again. Copy and paste it in my enter vehicle data. And now I want to capture the data. So whatever text I'm having it over here, I want to capture those, or I want to save it in some variable. So simply what I will do, I will going to mention it as like vehicle. Okay. And the action mode should be buffer. Let's see if we are able to get the data in this particular variable or not. If I execute this one, okay, there is a failure. Let me check where it is getting failed. Okay, sorry, we forgot to add the property minimum text. Okay, I will execute this again. Okay, so execution gets completed over here. So if I expand this one and let's see, motorcycle insurance, buffer name with the name vehicle. This is my variable and this is my value. You can see it is able to buffer the values of motorcycle insurance from that particular application. Okay. So if you want to see that where the buffers are getting saved, go to the tool at the top. You can see, click on buffer viewer. Okay, there are so many buffers. So let me search for vehicle. Vehicle. You can see the motorcycle insurance is buffered. Okay. Now once I'm able to buffer the value, I want to use it in some text box. Like I want to use that value in this particular text box. Simply what I will do, I will do curly braces, B square bracket, and then I will type the vehicle.
One question, sir. When you
Yeah.
say the buffer means it's storing a value, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is storing the value so that you can use that particular value. Like consider a scenario you are having, you are automating Amazon. Okay.
Hmm.
You have added the card, you have done the payment, and at the end you are getting the order ID. Now you have to pick that order ID and you have to enter it in the API to check that order is getting added or not. Or you want to search those ID in the database. Okay, using a query. Then how you going to capture those values? Correct. Because those values are getting generated on the runtime. Correct.
Correct.
So we have to capture those values. Then only you will be able to use it somewhere.
So
Correct.
that value will be assigned into a variable, right? Normally.
Yes. So
Here
your
we don't
vehicle
have
is a
that.
variable.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, you can see this is a variable. So you can pass any variable of your choice and it will going to save the values in that particular variable. So you can see we have added a vehicle over there and in that vehicle, that motorcycle insurance is get added over there. And now I want to use this particular value, whatever value I have captured. Like, so what you have to do, you have to use this particular syntax, curly braces, B for buffer, square bracket, and automatically whatever you have buffered, automatically it will going to give you the intelligence. You can type few values and you will going to get the values over here. You don't have to search it. Now if I execute my test case, let's see. Under annual mileage, it is entering the motorcycle insurance or not. As you can see, so whatever we have buffered, it is entering the values over here. Okay.
Okay.
Anyone is having any doubt related to input, verify, and buffer?
So what it be like if the value is a dynamic? So how to
So
handle
like
with the buffer?
your order ID is dynamic one. Correct.
Yeah.
First time it will going to generate as 1 to 3. The next time it will be 1 to 6, 1 to 8. You don't know what will be the value next. Correct. So you have to capture those values so that you can use it somewhere else. Or you want to execute your test cases on a multiple applications. Okay, you want to do API testing with that value, or you want to search it in the DB. Okay, so you need those IDs, correct? So unless and until you are not saving it in some variable, how you going to use it? Okay. Any questions? Any doubt? Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have a dynamic buffer as well. So what is dynamic buffer? Like consider a scenario. I'm having a motorcycle insurance. I click on the automobile, I'm having automobile insurance. Then if I click on the truck, I'm having a truck insurance. So I don't want the insurance part. So before insurance, whatever is appearing, I want to buffer that particular values. How we can do that? So for that, we have a dynamic buffer. So what I will do, simply I will go, let me copy this again and paste it over here. And now what I will do, I will going to, let me copy this particular text. I will going to add it over here. Okay, and before this insurance, I will going to put curly braces, X, D, square bracket, and I will going to add the name of the variable. So I can go with VEH1. Okay, square bracket, curly braces, close. So this is my dynamic buffer. So whatever values is appearing before insurance, it will going to capture. So, and the action mode will be verify. Make sure that you are not using a buffer over here whenever you are using a dynamic buffer. So if I execute my test case again, okay, so if I go to my test case, now you can see VEH1 is able to buffer the value as motorcycle. Insurance part is trimmed over there. Okay, like consider a scenario you are having Amazon ID. Okay, you are having an Amazon ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then again you are having Amazon ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That Amazon is appearing every time. Correct. I don't want that Amazon part. I just need this number for my automation. So what I will do, I will simply write a syntax over here, Amazon, and I will put curly braces, XP square bracket. You want to put ID curly braces. So if you go to first search for the Amazon, okay, Amazon is appearing. And then after Amazon, whatever values we are getting, it will going to buffer it. Okay, so your these ID will going to get added in this particular ID. So ID equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can use those ID in your application. So if you want to trim the value in runtime, you can do that using a dynamic buffer. This is a normal buffer. You just have to pass the variable name and make the action mode of buffer. Whatever values will be there, if you're going to pull all the text. But if you don't want that, you want to trim the values, whatever is required for your automation, you want to just pull that value. So you can use this dynamic buffer. Dynamic buffer, what it will do, it will go to first do the verification that insurance is appearing or not. So if insurance is appearing, so before that you have added a syntax. So it will going to pull the values before the insurance. Okay. Now you got it?
Could you please show the list for that particular variable in the application? Like what are the options there?
Which list?
I mean that drop down in the application.
Which drop down?
Motorcycle insurance, wherever it, not in this Tosca. I'm talking about that application which we are automating.
This one. So this is a text. This is
Ah,
not a drop down value.
okay, okay. Here is a
Okay. So
confusion
once
there.
you click
Okay.
on, yeah. So once you click on the automobile, so this text will going to get changed. Okay. If you run your execute, like if you click on the truck, it is just going to pull this particular text. It will going to eliminate the insurance part.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone? Any doubt?
That in the Tosca, you have just made this copy, right? Motorcycle insurance. Multiple times we have done the verification part, right? So how to do that copy paste? Could you
Simply copy that one and you can paste it over there. If you need these values multiple times, there is an option of a cardinality. So what you can do, you can simply jump to the module attribute and you can see there is a cardinality option in the properties. Make it as, instead of 1, make it as n. If I go over here, you can see automatically the values are getting created. The n number of times you are going to enter the values, it will going to give you the new values. You don't have to copy and paste again and again. Let's see. The click outside, automatically the values are getting added over here. So you can simply change the cardinality if you are performing the same activities on those attributes. Okay. You don't need to copy and paste the values.
okay.
Okay. Anything else, anyone? Any doubt? Okay, now you have observed that these values, the URL which we have added over here, it is hard coded over here. Okay, now going ahead, like I have created around 50 test cases. Now your developer is telling that, okay, we have to change the URL, update your test cases accordingly. So what you have to do, you have to go to every individual test cases and then you have to update the URL. Correct? So instead
Yes.
of doing that, what you can do, you can pass the configuration parameter. Simply copy this. Okay, I will go to my test case and over here I will going to add the configuration parameter as you can see. You can add any configuration parameter. I will type URL over here and I will going to paste the values over here. I go to my test case. Simply over there, what you have to do, instead of hard coding these values, type curly braces CP square bracket configuration parameter. You can see we are having the options over here. So I'm going to select the URL and if I execute my test case, let me close this browser again. And I will go to execute the whole test case again. Let's see. Now it is able to invoke the application. Okay, the same way it is entering the value. Now, if there will be any change in your test cases, simply you have to go to, where is it? Go to the individual test cases. You can go and update the details, or you can add these in the folder level. So simply what you can do, you can just copy and paste the values over here. Okay. You can see. Now, whatever test cases you're going to create, it will be applicable for all the test cases. You can see if I click on this one, if I click on this one, the URL will be same. Okay. You don't have to go and update your URL to every individual test cases. Automatically, whatever URL will be there in your test case configuration parameter, it will go to pick up from there. So like you are having a username, you are having a password, you are having an email, you are having a database connection. There might be chances that will going to get changed in future. So we have to add those configuration in the test case configuration parameter. Okay. Any questions, any doubt, anyone? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, now what we will do, like there is some performance issue with your application. Your application is taking some time to invoke. Okay, at that point of time, if you going to, like, due to the performance issue, your test cases is going to get failed because it is not able to find that motorcycle link. Okay, so in that case, what it will do, you will going to use a wait. So we have a wait module as well. So you can go to this under standard modules, T-box automation, you are having this particular timing. So you can use this particular T-box wait as well. Okay, so just put above the, okay, so you will open the URL, then we have this duration. So the duration will be in milliseconds, like I want to wait for 5 seconds. So you have to make it as 5,000 over here. So this is your 5 seconds. If you want to open the URL, if you going to wait for this 5 seconds, and then it will going to perform the activities. Okay, if I execute this one, it will going to work in the same way. Okay, it is able to launch the browser, and it will going to wait for 5 seconds, and then it will going to perform the activity till the browser will going to get ready. Okay, now you can see my test cases are getting passed. If I go over here in the dashboard, you can see there is a 5 seconds of delay. It waits for 5 seconds and then it is performing the activity. Now your execution time become 10 seconds. Correct? Okay. So, okay, well and good. It is working fine and all those. But the thing is, if you are executing hundreds of test cases, a regression suite of 100, 200 test cases, these changes will going to impact. Correct? So right now my browser is taking, like my browser is ready within 2 seconds or 3 seconds. So 2 seconds will going to get wasted, correct? Yes, no. Or my browser is taking more than 5 seconds, like it is getting ready in 10 seconds. So in that case, again, your test is going to get failed. So this is not a proper solution. This is a kind of a static wait, we call it as. Okay. There might be chances your browser is going to get ready within within 5 seconds or after 5 seconds. So in that case, your performance issue will be there. Sometimes your test case will going to get passed, sometimes it will going to get failed. Okay, then what will be the solution for this one? So just to overcome the static wait issue, they have come up with a wait on. So what I will do, I will going to add the wait on over here. And what wait on will do, it will going to wait. So till the time this enabled, like I have added a condition over here, enabled equal to true. Enabled equal to true. So what it will do, it will going to wait for that element to be true. Okay. So in that case, the default timing will be 20 seconds. Okay. If your element is not getting true, enabled equal to true, till 20 seconds, it will going to get failed. And it will going to continuous do the polling. After each second it will going to do the polling, so that it will going to check that, okay, whenever your automobile enabled equal to true, it will going to perform the remaining activities. So you are not hard coding any values, you are adding a wait on. This is one of the action modes. Whenever you are switching from one application or one page to other page, we have to use wait on, so that your browser should get ready properly, so that you can perform the activities. Okay. Any questions, any doubt? You can add any property of your choice. Okay. If you want to check for enabled, exist, visible or not. Okay. You can add all those properties according to your requirement. Now we don't need any toolbox wait. If I execute my test case, you will be able to see the difference. If I go to this, you can see there is no wait. 0.0068 seconds of wait is there. Okay. So it is continuous doing the pooling and check that, okay, if that property is getting true, then I'm going to proceed further. In that case, you can avoid the static wait. Okay. Any questions, any doubt? We have few more action modes, so we're going to see on Monday. Okay. Anyone is having any doubt, please do let me know. Okay, and from Monday onward, we're going to do the installation and we will do the licensing and all those for the Tosca commander. And from Monday onward, we're going to start with the assignment. So whatever we're going to cover from Monday onwards, you will going to get the assignment on that. I hope whatever we have covered so far, you are able to understand it. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So just in case if we miss a session, where will the recording be available?
Yeah, so we are recording the sessions and on a daily basis, you're going to get the recordings.
Get the email.
Okay, so
No?
you, no, the recordings will be updated on the YouTube channel. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You have to just log in with your proper Gmail ID and you will be able to access those videos and it will be with you for the lifetime.
Is there any other session starting in November by any chance, or other batch?
Yeah, we will go to have a continuous session. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you can check with the Isha team whenever we are can. So it will going to take some time to finish this batch and then later we're going to start with a new session. Okay.
And this training is will also help with the AS1 certification, right?
So once you are able to complete the whole session, you will be able to easily crack those 5 certifications, AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2, and AE1. And if you are interested, you can opt for Tosca Architect as well. We call it as a TA1. Okay. Because
Okay.
TA1 will going to get enabled once you are completing all those 5 certifications, then only you are eligible to opt for TA1 certification. If any one of the certification is pending, then it won't get unlocked.
Okay.
Okay.
Are those all are free or paid?
Yes, all those are free and those are provided and those certifications are from Tricentis itself.
Yeah, okay. So we must be getting some guidance once we are done with this
Yeah,
sessions.
I will
Right?
let you know
Okay.
how to do the enrollment and all those. Okay.
Yeah.
Once we cover the session.
Yeah, because I can see when I do search, like there is some sign up process and all for those things. So
Yeah.
maybe we are not sure on that. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the session. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. Anyone else is having any doubt? Any questions?
Will AI create more jobs or delete more jobs?
Yes,
And it
no.
will delete more jobs than it creates. Is problem. Like okay, lakshya jobs. AI
Okay,
wala.
so if we don't have anything, I think we are good to close this call. Thank you for your time and happy weekend. And please get it enrolled. So from Monday onwards, we're going to start with full-fledged. Okay, we're going to do the installation, all the licensing and all those. And then we'll go proceed with the topics. Okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
So
Good
hi
night.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Once again, good morning, good evening, all of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So hi everyone. Once again, good